Right now at 6, an attempted robbery at a Meriden ATM ended with a gunshot. We'll tell you what you can do to minimize the chance of this happening to you.
Healthcare workers and advocates speaking out all across the state. What people who want to see Wyndham Hospital's delivery unit to reopen had to say.
Plus, we'll have the details of an ambitious plan by the United Way to shelter people without homes and to stop more people from losing their homes.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for being with us and starting off your day here. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning to you. Let's start with the forecast. As we get over to meteorologist Matt Scott, not as cold yesterday, but I did have frost where I was up by the Mass border.
Oh, I didn't
It was
have it
below
today.
freezing, yeah,
okay.
about 30 degrees.
You're going to see a lot of near freezing temperatures out there this morning. As a result, just a touch of precip out there is not exactly just rain out there. A little sleet, as a matter of fact. We'll show you that on the radar coming up in just a moment. Breezy sunshine coming, taking over later on today, and the numbers are fairly mild in the 7-day and mostly dry too, and we'll talk about that coming up. Here's the live radar, and you can pick out where the little bit of trouble is. Hartford, Tolland County, higher elevations specifically, but we're seeing a couple of reports of some bouncing precip out there. Not a big deal, fairly light across the board. It's the temperatures that are really critical at this juncture right now. There's not a lot of moisture coming in from the north and the west, so we'll get this out of the way over the next hour or two, and that should be it. But look at the numbers. Wilmanic at 29, 33 in Putnam, Norwich as well. Hartford just barely above freezing at 34. Even down in Meriden, we're at 33. Danbury too. So yeah, it's certainly cold enough. At the very least, you'll have some frost on your windshields in some parts out there. Winds out of the north, 5 to 10 now. They'll pick up later on this afternoon. We'll get this out of the way and then look for a much better, much brighter looking Tuesday afternoon. So a couple of light rain showers out there now. Temperatures near freezing. We get to the upper 40s later on this afternoon as the high schoolers get off the bus. Mild temperatures taking over. We'll show you how warm they're going to get as we go down the line in the work week and what's in store for the rest of the week. When's the rain coming back? We have that answer too coming up. Let's check the roads right now. 6:02. We say good morning to Symphony Privet.
Hey, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great start to the day so far. Let's get you up to speed with what's happening on the roads on this Tuesday. Now, we are accident free. However, there are a couple of construction zones that are beginning to wrap up in the 6 o'clock hour. Starting off in Waterbury this morning, some work being done on 84 eastbound. The right and center lanes are closed between exits 19 and 22. Traffic creeping at 10 miles per hour. We can see that backup extending down the interstate this morning. So pack some patience as you head out the door. Also, an infield construction on I-91 southbound. Right now, the left lane is closed between exits 47 and 46. However, it doesn't appear to be affecting traffic this morning. Checking out the Hartford drive time, smooth sailing on 91, 84 and Route 2 and down in New Haven. Minor delay on 95 southbound heading to Bridgeport. Traffic moving at 48 miles per hour and you'll get there in just 27 minutes. We'll have another update for you coming up at 6:30.
Symphony, thanks so much. 6:03 right now, and this morning, Meriden police are looking for 2 people who they say tried to rob a person at an ATM, and this incident ended with gunshots.
Yeah, as police investigate, they are sharing some important safety reminders for all of us. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro is live in Meriden with that.
Tim, Erica, good morning. The good news here is that police say nobody was hurt during this attempted robbery. Among those tips police are sharing with people at home, of course, you always want to be aware of your surroundings, especially at nighttime. That is when this attempted robbery happened. This happened on Sunday. This was around 10:30 p.m. at the drive-up ATM at Ion Bank on West Main Street. Police say a Meriden resident was using that ATM when a vehicle pulled up in front of the victim's vehicle and 2 people with guns tried to rob that victim. Police say the victim drove away, but not before the would-be robbers fired a round at that victim's vehicle. Now, in response to this incident, the Meriden Police Department has some reminders about ATM safety from the American Bankers Association. Have that ATM card ready in your hand as you approach the ATM. Do not wait to get to the ATM and then take your card out of your wallet or purse. If you are using one of these drive-up ATMs, be sure the windows are rolled up and all doors are locked. Do not count or visually display any money you receive from the ATM. You want to immediately put any money into your pocket or purse. Count it later. And the last tip here, inspect the ATM for possible skimming devices. Those potential indicators include sticky residue or evidence of some kind of adhesive used to attach the device, scratches, extra attachments on that card slot, or noticeable resistance when pressing the keypad. As of that last update, police are still looking for the people responsible in this incident here in Meriden. Of course, anybody with information is asked to contact the police department. We're live in Meriden this morning. I'm Angelo Bafar, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Okay, Angelo, thank you for that report. Some good reminders for all of us. All right, 6:05 here on this Tuesday, and happening today, a recount is expected in Fairfield's first selectman race. As of now, Democrat Bill Gerber has a 42-vote lead over Republican incumbent Brenda Kupchak. You might remember almost a week ago, Fairfield police were investigating a possible break-in at a storage facility that held some of those ballots, but ultimately police didn't find any evidence that a crime was committed. As for the court-ordered redo of the Bridgeport Democratic mayoral primary, we still don't know this morning when that's going to be held. The deadline for lawyers to pick a date has passed. Court officials and the Secretary of the State haven't provided any updates either. In the meantime, the State Elections Enforcement Commission is set to meet tomorrow to give an update on its investigation into accusations of absentee ballot fraud. Well, the United Way is launching a program today to help people who are experiencing homelessness. The group will announce details of that program later this morning.
Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live at the United Way headquarters in Hartford this morning with more. Brooke, good morning to you.
And good morning to you. This initiative is called the Rapid Response Fund. Now, this money is being set aside for a couple things for this project. Now, leaders say that they're really using it to help get people off the streets, help that homeless community at this point. But they say that they're also going to use some of it to help people pay bills as it's getting pretty expensive throughout the winter. United Way leaders say this is something that's coming at a pretty good time since it is getting colder every week. It's also happening during National Hunger and Homelessness Week. The United Way says it has partnered with other groups to conduct surveys on the housing crisis. Leaders say homelessness has gone up 13% in Connecticut over just the past year. They say that the fund will help people stay in their current home if they have one and they're struggling, or get someone currently unhoused into a safe shelter or housing situation. The money will also be used to help with living expenses and bills, as they tend to get higher for people during the winter months. Housing crisis advocates tell us it's discouraging to see that number of people struggling each year keep going up, but they're hoping that this money will be able to do at least a little something about it. Now, we don't know exactly how much money is being set aside for this fund. That is something that I'm hoping to learn later this morning whenever we are able to meet with everyone here at the United Way. The governor will be here along with United Way leaders, and the lieutenant governor as well. We'll be speaking with all of them and have the full story later on. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, thanks so much. We'll check back through the morning. Well, meantime at 6:08, calls for change in eastern Connecticut. Advocates rallying at the state capitol last night, calling for the maternity ward at Wyndham Hospital to be reopened. Harvard Healthcare shut it down more than 3 years ago. In July of last year, the Office of Health Strategy has since denied Hartford Healthcare's request to close the maternity ward for good. But more than a year after that decision, advocates are still waiting for its return.
Now they created a health desert, and we just can't afford to be a health desert. We have people to support, and we want to welcome new families.
Now, Fox 61 did reach out to Hartford Healthcare and the Office of Health Strategy for their response to the rally. As of this morning, we haven't heard anything back from them. And also happening at the Capitol, healthcare workers from some eastern Connecticut Health Network hospitals are speaking up to demand action from state officials when it comes to the sale of their hospitals. About 30 surgeons, nurses, and other healthcare workers are asking the state to move quickly to approve the ECHN sale to Yale New Haven Health. Workers say that they're concerned about the deteriorating financial conditions, saying that vendors are not being paid and procedures are being canceled because of a lack of resources.
We have struggled to have supplies, to receive payment for our services, and to provide care.
Now, in response to yesterday's rally, the Office of Health Strategy released a statement saying that it is in confidential statement negotiations with the goal of reaching an agreement to address several issues. And it also says in part, quote, "It is not unusual for complex hospital acquisitions that require multiple layers of review to take a year or more to complete. In this matter, there are 3 hospitals involved in this transaction, while most other transactions in the past have only involved 1 hospital. Additionally, unlike many other hospital acquisition applications, there's a sister application for the transfer of ownership to a medical group. OHS has needed to consider that application both individually and as it relates to the hospital application.
Well, Israeli forces are giving a new look inside Gaza City this morning.
And we're going to have details on the new video released and what forces say they found where it was discovered.
Also ahead, why it could be easier for millions of American workers to unionize. That's coming up in 15 minutes.
And it's no secret that it's getting more difficult for seniors to survive on a fixed income, especially when it comes to affordable housing. The resources available that could help your loved one get by.
And as we head to the break, a reminder, Fox 61 is your home for the Manchester Road Race from start to finish, which happens to be pretty much the same line, right? Be sure to join us Thanksgiving morning starting at 9 o'clock. The race is also going to stream live on Fox 61 Plus.